I'm doing one more, yeah. One more. All right, okay. One, two, one, two, three, go. Man, that's a loaded question. Jeiris Cook is a guy who realized late in life that he could, really like make a change using his voice. Jeiris Cook is really like the culmination of a little boy's dream. When I was, 5 and 6, singing in the back of my mom's Toyota Tercel on these long road trips. I would, mimic some of my vocal heroes like the Temptations. I listened to Jackson 5, that kind of thing. And I made a promise to myself in the backseat of that Toyota Tercel that I was going to be, like some big, singer. And so Jeiris Cook is, is a guy who kept his promise to that little boy who sat in the back of the Toyota Tercel. And I'm also a guy who realized late in life that, again, like I could make a difference, just with my voice. And, talent is really meant to be shared, beyond the confines of, my four walls in my shower or the bedroom. Nobody can hear anything. I think that, sharing your music, sharing your talents, it's something that the world should be able to enjoy. So, I set out on this quest to teach myself guitar. I used to sit down at the kitchen table, and I think for like 2 years. 2 years I would come home after work and, and just pick away at the guitar because, I had this goal in mind that not only did I want to learn, but, I wanted to do something different. And, I was working these jobs that gave me zero fulfillment. And, and fast forward, to today, and, now I'm doing that. So really, Jeiris Cook is somebody who believes in the power of music. It's got healing properties beyond any, sort of like medicinal medications that we have or therapy or anything like that. I mean, so I believe in all of that. All of it. So it's funny because, God bless my mom. She gave me this really unique name and it comes in handy, but people can't remember my name for anything. Like, and I have like a weird way of like people. So I'll say like, you say it like Ferris, it's Jeiris, but you say it like Ferris wheel, or like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Although if I say that to some people, like they don't necessarily get the reference because they might be too young. But in any case, I wear bow ties because people remember the bow tie. They don't necessarily remember my name, but if 2 weeks from now I was playing at a place, somebody might come up and say, you're like, yo, who was that guy who was here, playing guitar or whatever? And it's like, well, what guy? The guy with the bow tie. So everybody remembers the bow tie, but they might not necessarily remember the name. So it's really a way of sort of like differentiating myself. But also, I don't know. I just think, I think it's one of those things where I've always been the type of person who, I don't like going along with the crowd. I don't like doing the same thing that everybody else does. I don't want to be a gray suit in a sea of gray suits, right? So I wear a bow tie as a way to sort of rebel against sameness, if you will. Like, and again, it's one of those things where it's just like, I'm an artist. We're all individuals. We're all meant to stand out. We're not meant to be like everybody else. So, so I wear a bow tie because it sort of represents that rebel in me a little bit, where I don't want to go along with what everybody else is doing, but I also want to be a little bit quirky, and I'm also weird and awkward. So it ties nicely together like a bow. You like the pun? Like a bow. Useless and hidden talent. I mean, I can move my ears. I don't know if you can see what. I mean, I can't do it on command. I can't do it on command, but I can move my ears. But useless or hidden talents. I don't know. Like, I know. Back in the day, I learned this song where it was like all 50 states, and so I can sing all 50 states in alphabetical order because I learned this song when I was in like 4th or 5th grade. I don't know. Does that count? And also, I can move my ears. Does that? I don't know if that counts. If I weren't doing music, what would I be doing? I don't know if that life exists for me. Like because even if I weren't doing music directly, I am a musical person. So before I went full time with music, when I was working, a traditional whatever job, I'd be singing in meetings, singing on my way to meetings, singing post meeting. Like I would be doing something musical all throughout the day. So, music is something that is a part of me, and I don't know if I could tell you truthfully what I'd be doing if I weren't doing music. Maybe selling mattresses or furniture, which is what I was doing before I started this. I was a mattress salesman, believe it or not. And I sold furniture, I sold, you name it, I sold it. But again, I'd be on the sales floor singing. So I'm just a musical guy. What do I love most? I think the thing that I like the most about being a musician is when people come up to me after a performance and they say, that song that you sang really made my day. Or, when I came into this restaurant, or when I came to have dinner, I was in a crappy mood, but your music made everything better. Or there was this I used to live stream, and I still do now, but I used to live stream a lot back in like 2018, and I didn't know it at the time, but there was this woman who would watch my live streams, and she was in hospice. And she would watch my live streams every day, and I didn't know she was in hospice, but it was only until I found out that her very last tweet went something like, basically like the doctors are only giving me like a couple days, but I just want you guys to know that she mentioned me and somebody else, that our live streams made her last days tolerable. So when I read that, I was like, man, like that is, it sort of broke my heart a little bit, because it's just like, it's bittersweet because you have this person who enjoyed your music, but now they're not around to enjoy it anymore. But that's the impact that what I thought what I was doing was just, sitting in front of a camera and just playing some tunes. For her, it meant something completely different. Like it was a way to get away from the battle that she was fighting every day. So, and that's why I play. I mean, again, like, I think music does something for people that therapy can't, that doctors can't, that cough medicine can't. So, that's probably one of the best things that I love about being a musician is the impact that, I have on people's lives, I think. Man, we could be here all day. Most hate. I think the one thing that I hate the most really is like I miss out on a lot of like family events. Not necessarily birthdays, because I do try to guard my time, but like I miss out on basketball games that my boys might have, or baseball games, or just like after school everyday like dad activities that I would normally be around for, but because of the profession that I'm in, and I'm primarily out working nights and weekends, I just don't get to be involved as much as I'd like to. Now, on my days off, I am all in, with my family. But I think it's really, you have to sacrifice at some point, for the thing that you want to do. So, but I do miss out on some events. My wife and I were like passing ships in the night. She works days, I work nights. So it's, so we kind of do this, but, so I would say that's probably the thing that I hate the most about being a musician. Yeah. Most like to collaborate with. So there's this producer that I follow on Instagram. His name is Cartoons, and he makes like these lo-fi sort of dusty like R&B kind of beats, and and it's got a touch of funk in them, and like, but just like the stuff that he does, like it's just like a groove. Like I think he's mostly a bass player, but he'll post he'll post like a collage where he's playing keys and drums and all other stuff. But his stuff is dope. I would love to, and it's just instrumental stuff. So like, I get the feeling, I don't know him, but I get the feeling that he sort of like puts together these tracks, and then he'll reach out to some artists that he knows, and he'll say, put your vocals to it. And I've seen him do that with other vocals who are like top notch, and I would love to do that. So listen, Cartoons, if you are listening, hit me up, man. Hit me up. Oh, also, I'd love to collaborate with her. She's dope. I mean, like, Hard Place is a dope song. Like her vocal agility, her tone, the riffs that she does is just like off the chain. And I think our voices will complement each other nicely. That's like a bucket list sort of collaboration. But listen, man, guy can dream. Guy can dream. So Patchwork is really a culmination of all of my life experiences, stories, sort of combined into one giant journal entry. Like, I guess that's the best way I can put it, because Patchwork is my very first album. It's the only album that I've ever put out solo. And it's really sort of Patchwork is really sort of a journal entry dump. And I sort of stitched together all of these stories and experiences from my life from the past, from the past few years, and put them together in an audio project. And I mean, I'm on the album, I'm singing about everything from, perseverance and staying positive to, having bad days at work, and I'm singing about love, and there's all of these different aspects of life and experiences that I've sort of gone through. And I've realized that in my life that the best way to sort of express myself is I have to sing and write it out. And, sometimes you can't talk it out. Sometimes, at least for me, singing and writing about it, especially singing about it, it's something that does something to you on a different level. And Patchwork was definitely like a labor of love. It's 11 songs. and I've gotten some fantastic reviews and good feedback from it. And you can hear it on all the things: Spotify, YouTube. You can go to my website, jeiriscook.com, and hear it as well. Excited about it. Man, that's tough. If I had to pick, my favorite track would probably be Violent, because it's about a guy who woke up essentially like on the wrong side of bed, but he woke up to a bad day that's only made worse by like workplace politics and red tape and fake facades that people put up like when you're talking to them. And he's just fed up with it. And I mean, he got into an accident on his way to work, and by the time he gets to work, like, he just don't want to hear it. So and I lived that life, and and in that song I got to say all the things that I wanted to say that I couldn't say, because I didn't want to get fired. But that's the nice thing about being a musician. Like, you can say whatever you want to say, and I'm not gonna say there's no repercussions, but I don't have repercussions in that way. But I would say a close second will probably be My Forever. It's a dedication to my wife. I wrote that for my wife. She got me this notebook years ago, and on the first page she wrote, "Write me a song." So My Forever is that song. So yeah, I'm a softie, I guess. I don't know. So what's next for me? I got a whole bunch of, I'm doing some festivals this summer. I haven't announced the dates yet. I will definitely soon. I definitely want to do some music videos. I got those coming. And in fact, my man Fluu, who's behind the camera, who's doing this interview with me, we're gonna work on some collaborations, doing that. And so I got some videos coming. And of course, I'm going to be doing some music. I'll probably put out a couple songs. I don't think I'm going to do an album, but definitely be a couple songs in the works, maybe an EP. But there's definitely going to be more content, more videos for you guys. I'm also going to Patchwork. I initially wanted to do like a vinyl, and I didn't get to do that for the release, but that's also coming down the pipe as well. And people can find me at my website, jeiriscook.com. You can go to IG, you can follow me there at Jeiris Cook Music. The good thing about having a weird, funky name is that, like, I'm one of 2 Jeiris Cooks on the planet that I know of. So you can follow me on IG, Twitter, Instagram, all at jeiriscook.com. That's JEIRISCOOK. Yeah. That's it.
And if you ever needed a hero, but try that other guy with your phone, I'll be in my house all alone, wishing I had the strength to go on.